Welcome back to another video on the channel. So Novak Djokovic is a six-time Wimbledon champion, 20-time Grand Slam champion, moves level with Rafa Nadal and Roger Federer. I thought it was a thrilling final and a final that we deserved given the tournament that we'd had. I think the fact that Wimbledon wasn't on last year as well makes the atmosphere and the energy and celebrations around the court a little bit extra special because we missed it so much last year. Talking first off about Matteo Berrettini, I think he deserves huge credit and he can take huge pride in his performance moving on for the future. I think he's a future Wimbledon champion when Djokovic retires. He's got an outstanding grass court game. I thought his backhand slice was very, very good today. He was arguably better than Djokovic in that department. He executed the drop shots very well. He served huge under pressure. The forehand was hot and cold. I don't think it had his best day on the forehand, but at times it was monstrous. But overall, you've got to take into account that was his first ever Grand Slam final, and he's up against the best player in the world who's won 20 majors, got so much experience, chasing greatness, and is arguably the greatest player of all time. When you take into account all of those things, I think Matteo Berrettini can only look back at these past 3 or 4 weeks when he's won Queens, he's reached the final of Wimbledon, as I say, with huge pride and just celebrate his performances and his achievements. And he moves on in 2021 and next year, and I'm sure he's going to have a huge career ahead of him. As for Novak Djokovic, well, you just sort of run out of words to describe Novak's form, his performances, everything about him at the moment is just so special. He's riding the wave, he's chasing history, he's chasing greatness, and he's breaking every single record. He's, in my opinion, the greatest player ever to play the game. He's still on track for the career Grand Slam. And when you just look at his 2021, it's just magnificent. The Australian Open when he suffered the muscle tear in his stomach to come back and win that title and defeat Daniel Medvedev, who was on some crazy win streak in the final in straight sets. Then to go to the French Open, down Rafael Nadal, and come back from 2 sets to love down and beat Stefanos Tsitsipas in the final, to then go to Wimbledon, win it with just dropping 2 sets after having just 2 weeks to recover from the French Open exertions, beat Matteo Berrettini, who's one of the biggest hitting players in the world from a set down. Just you could talk about him all day. He's just such a special player that's going to achieve everything in the game. He's moved level now with Roger and Rafa. He goes to the US Open as a huge favourite, the Olympics as a favourite. He's won Masters events, he's won all them twice. He's arguably going to become the first player in Open era on the men's side of the game to win all 4 Grand Slams in a single year. And as I say, it's one of them where you could just talk about Novak all day and his achievements and what he's done so far in 2021 is remarkable. Just talking a little bit about the match, it was a strange one. It ebbed and flowed. It didn't quite go as I expected. In the early department, I thought both players looked very nervous. Djokovic made 3 double faults in the first couple of games, but then Djokovic turned it on. He raced to a 5-2 lead at that point. I did fear for Berrettini. I thought Berrettini, to stand any chance of winning the match, had to win the first set, because I thought if Djokovic, he's a fantastic front runner. If he got history in his sights and the 20th Grand Slam in his sights, and I didn't expect him to give Berrettini, an inch of getting back into the match. From that point onwards at 5-2, I saw something in Djokovic that I haven't seen for a lot of years. Real nerves when closing out the set. He's usually commanding, dominant, makes first serves, backs him up with devastating ground strokes with lots of winners. That just didn't seem to be the case. He seemed to get passive in rallies. The first serve completely dejected him. And Berrettini, to his credit, he took huge advantage. He made lots of returns. He got balls back in court. He was aggressive on the forehand. Switched up his game with the backhand slice, which I say worked very, very well against Djokovic today, keeping the ball low. The drop shots he executed very well. He got the crowd behind him, which is a huge weapon. And the chance of Matteo definitely rode him on in stages and upset Djokovic's rhythm. When that set went to a tie break, you still fancy Djokovic personally. Djokovic in a tie break in a Grand Slam final. You usually expect him to draw up on all of his experience and produce his best in the biggest moments. But it was Berrettini who done that. As I say, he performed absolutely brilliantly. I felt in the tie break. He went for his shots, he hit the lines, he took risks, consistently hit the forehand, and it was red hot at the back end of that first set. And in my opinion, he deserved to win that first set. Lots of players will just give it up at 5-2 down. He kept fighting, he kept holding serve, he kept digging in. and when he got his chances in the tiebreak, he took them, and that's ultimately what, is a make or break in tennis. You've got to take your chances, and he did. From that point on, I still fancy Djokovic because we've seen him 2 sets down in a Grand Slam final very recent against Stefanos Tsitsipas and still hold his nerve to come back and win it. So for Djokovic, you never really feel like it's a mental worry for him to go a set down. You can always back him to regroup, come out and play brilliant tennis and up his level and grab back authority of the match, and that's exactly what he did. He got an early break at the start of the second. I think Berrettini probably switched off a little bit mentally, and I did talk about in my preview that if he'd done that and Djokovic wrestled momentum, then it's very difficult to take it back off him. Djokovic again racing to, I think it was a 5-2 lead again before getting broke and going for 5-4. And you just think, this is very, very unlike Novak Djokovic. We usually see him dominate sets and close them out with ease. So for him to go from 5-2 to 5-4 again in the second and, risk going 2 sets love down, perhaps it's not going to be his day. Perhaps French Open has took its exertions and its toll on him mentally and physically. But, in true champion style, he did eventually serve it out with the Hold to Love. And, from that point on, he became favourite again at 1 set apiece. Best of 3 with Djokovic against Berrettini at Wimbledon final. Djokovic is obviously favourite, but as I say, I thought Berrettini, he battled in every single set. He never let Djokovic completely run away with him. He kept fighting hard, and Djokovic upped his level from set 3 onwards. He played a couple of fantastic games to break and hold. Served out the third set very well, comfortably, and the fourth set I think was probably the best of the match in terms of quality. I mean, the level that Djokovic produced for a couple of games, which included one of the best points I've ever seen on a tennis court. That finished with a Djokovic drop shot. And that was all she wrote. Berrettini, I think he ran out of steam a little bit at the end. It did finish with a double fault, which was a shame to see. But yeah, Djokovic, as I say, 20-time Grand Slam champion, 6th-time Wimbledon champion. Just another tick on his list of achievements, I guess. He moves on now to the US Open, hoping to complete the career Golden Slam, which would just be an insane achievement at 34 years old. But he just continues to defy belief. He has an incredible will to win, heart, skill, determination, everything. Just a brilliant player that continues, as I say, to break every single record. But the last word's going to go to Matteo Berrettini, who I want to say has been absolutely brilliant to watch over the past few weeks on grass. He's got a perfect game style on grass. The monster forehand's a joy to watch. He hits some 106 mile an hour today, which is just crazy. 140 mile an hour for first serves. The backhand slice is coming on leaps and bounds and going to be a huge weapon for him in the future, particularly on this surface. The drop shot I thought he executed brilliantly, and he's good with the fans. He gets the fans on his side and involved, and I think he'll have a huge fan base and support at Wimbledon now after the performances he's had over the past couple of weeks. So yeah, that was it. It was a fantastic 2 weeks of tennis. It was brilliant to have Wimbledon back. I think it was extra special due to the fact we didn't have it last year, and thankfully we got the final we deserved. I didn't think it would be as close as it was. I thought Djokovic would win the match in straight sets. I thought he would produce the performance of a lifetime. I think he did. I think Djokovic did play his best performance over the last 2 weeks, which he needed to. But Berrettini battled hard, and if it was just a little bit more experience and a bit more conviction on the bigger points, then perhaps it could have been his day. But the day belongs to Novak Djokovic again. A term you've very used to now, being a tennis fan. And yeah, thanks for watching. If you have watched any of the videos throughout the 2 weeks, thank you very much. I do much appreciate it. If you have any comments on the final, leave them in the comment section below. I will get back to those. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video.